makes most women start a business? Is it passion, money, or freedom? Welcome to Female Founders, the podcast that takes you behind the scene with women who are founders and CEOs to help you start and scale a successful business of your own. I am your host, Naghilia. Today, I have the chance to speak with Tracey from AcARRE. She is the founder and CEO. AcARRE empowering people to bring the balance to the scalp and skin through bioactive beauty. If you are looking for great products for your skin, this is the conversation you want to listen to. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. All right. Hello, Tracey. Thank you for the opportunity to have you with us today. One thing for sure at Wholesale, we are always looking forward to hear female founder stories and how they get started and how they build their own companies. It's excited to hear from someone else but just myself.
Right.
So before we get started, I wanted to know a little bit more about yourself. And before you actually start your own company, what were you doing before that to get you inspired to actually say, hey, I'm going to start my own company?
Right. So, as far as my career, actually, let me go back a little bit. I have my degree in chemical engineering. So I started off in the beauty industry as like a cosmetic chemist and process engineer, basically developing formulas on the bench and then taking them to scale up for several brands. And then once I got my MBA, I then transitioned to the marketing side of product development, which entailed more ideation, looking at trends, and creating, new products from that aspect, and giving that information to the chemist to develop products. So that was what I was doing before. Yeah.
That's interesting. Actually
Yeah.
excited. But can you share with us your founder journey? Like you founding a company. What inspired you to found that company?
Yeah, so because people knew, about my background and being able to create products from skincare, hair care, color cosmetic products, I've always had people, family, friends asking me to make them something. And it's like, I can't just make you something. It has to make sense. And so I would say, I started, brainstorming 2014, but then 2015, I had got pregnant and I had my son. So things as far as developing a brand kind of got put on hold. But then, once my son got a little older, not much, he was around 3, I started to go more, full force with websites and instead of me making the formula and filling samples, working with a contract manufacturer to do that and a fulfillment center. So I would say, definitely by 2018 was when, AcARRE started to flourish a little more in terms of website and working with micro and nano influencers and, reaching out to like e-tailers and stuff like that to grow the brand. But yeah, that's how I got started.
I love the name. Yeah,
Yeah. So
unusual.
AcARRE, it definitely different, and it's so funny because when I was developing the brand, it was like, okay, what am I gonna call it? I didn't want to just take any name; it had to make sense. And AcARRE is actually the fourth letter from my older sister down to my nephew. This is before my son was born. The fourth letter between my older sister, me, my younger sister, my brother, niece, and nephew spells AcARRE. So, and AcARRE is all about, besides being multi-use bioactive beauty products to help rebalance the microbiome for healthy scalp and skin, I also use ingredients based on plant biodiversity of African and Pacific Islander ancestry elements. So, really to tie in the whole element of family and ancestry element, ties back into the name as well, because it's all about family and caring for yourself, from scalp to toe.
I love it. So pretty much you have the full experience and you take the family, put it in together and create something that care about other people but just your family.
Exactly.
I love it. That's the reason why when we as women create something, there's always a story behind it. It's not just we wake up tomorrow morning, we say, hey, we're gonna start a business, that's the name. It's always there was a story behind it. And I wanted to know the
Exactly.
story.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
another question I have for you, what were the main challenges you faced starting AcARRE?
I mean, definitely from, I've always bootstrapped, paid for raw materials, packaging, everything out of my own pocket. So it was like still working full time and working to grow the inventory of the business. I would say it was definitely a little bit of a struggle, especially in the beginning. I mean, even today, as it look to add new products, it's still like making sure the finances are there in order to create new products, to give to the consumer. So definitely just from that aspect to have enough financial funds, not just from product standpoint, but then also being able to market, like running ads or getting people to help you to grow your business, is just a financial aspect that has to be considered, and put forth. Because obviously, as starting your own business, you're wearing multiple hats, but in order to really grow, you have to be able to have others, help you with that in order to grow in every area.
I agree with that. Do you think luck play a role in the success of your company? You will say that I got lucky.
Yeah. I wouldn't say so much luck, only because of my experience and being able to like what my career has been over the last, umpteen years in order to really understand what the process is. Because I know a lot of people, start a brand, but they don't know what to do next. It's like, I have this idea, but then what do I do next? So I would say, from that aspect, being fortunate to really understand the process of not only creating a product, but then what's needed to push or market that product is just something that I've done over my career. So for me, I wouldn't say luck per se is just, fortunate. I would say for
Hard work.
right.
I think it's hard work.
Exactly.
What are your goals for the future?
Definitely, to grow the brand, add, new products. I don't plan to like add a whole lot because I want people to because these products are multi-use, I want to make sure I give enough time, dedication and devotion to promoting a single SKU. So that way people are aware of the multi-uses, that they could use it, how it's beneficial, for different parts of the body, and what, it actually helps, any pain points that it helps treat. So, from a future standpoint is, launching a new SKU or working to get into larger retailers is what, definitely have been working on thus far. And then also just collaborating like with other brands and creating a larger like brand ambassador program with estheticians as well to grow the brand.
I love it. If you had to start over, what would you do differently?
I had to start over. Hmm, that's a good question. Let me Um, only thing I would maybe say if I had to start over, because once I started getting into the swing of things, I found it difficult for me to really to keep things in house, because of having a child and working full time. Um, I might have kept, the fulfillment in house where I did it more versus paying someone to do it. Just from a financial standpoint, I think in the beginning, I probably spent more on fulfillment, for like storage and stuff like that versus the actual number of orders that were going out. So if I was to do it over from that aspect, I think I would keep it in house to make sure, the numbers made sense as far as like I'm making enough sales to take care of the storage plus, you know, um, basically getting an ROI off of that versus I'm just almost like I'm just paying a credit card bill, you know,
I see your point. Been there, done that.
right?
So how can you create products that can help women? Can you explain more what each one of your products can do, can help, and how it can help the skin and your body?
Yeah, so the main product right now is Beauty Edit, and it's a multi-use bioactive dry oil. And what it does is helps with like dullness, dryness, on the face, on the scalp, anywhere on the body per se. I've had patients with like hyperpigmentation or eczema that, with continued use, they've actually seen those issues go away. So, from that standpoint, that's what Beauty Edit helps with, and then also have a gua sha tool that helps with, if you use it in conjunction with the oil, like after applying the oil on your face, body, or scalp, it helps with microcirculation, specifically like for the face, more contouring. Same thing, microcirculation on the scalp, body, massaging, lymphatic drainage. Are the benefits, for that gua sha tool, and then also for Beauty Edit. But then I'm working on soon to come a mask that you can use on your DIY, that you can use on your face and also on your hair. So it helps with like detoxifying and purifying your scalp and skin. And then, you could follow with the oil to help replenish, the nourishment back into the skin.
Would you say that your products can also help with acne? So for someone that's having issue with acne, especially I know myself, I deal with that. After giving birth, 6 months later, my face totally look different. Like I wake up, it's just
Right.
that. It's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And I have to try so many different products. They didn't work. So
Right.
would you say that someone can give it a try? Maybe your products can help with that?
Yeah, so definitely also have had customers who had acne and used the product, and it helped minimize, the acne blemishes and things like that. So you can, depending on your process, you can use it in multiple ways, either in the morning, like say after you cleanse. If you use a toner or serum, you could then follow with the Beauty Edit oil and then, your SPF. Or, at night, you can just use it as your last step in your skincare routine. And so just with continued use, you'll see it helps with, the inflammation or irritation of the skin to help soothe and calm, those spots and stuff like that. So definitely. And also the oil itself has been tested, to use on sensitive skin. And so it's definitely beneficial for that as well.
I definitely need that.
Right.
Can you talk about one woman who has impacted your life?
Sure. I mean, just one? Let me see.
I know you have a lot.
Right? I mean, it's really hard to say, from, my mother and grandmother and sisters, they're all entrepreneurs. So definitely from seeing them and the things that they do, everybody does something different, but just being able to, have their own business and have it, be successful and thrive on a daily basis because it's not easy, are definitely, those that have encouraged and impacted my life on a daily.
Yes, I totally agree. I feel the same way too when it's come to my mom and my
Right.
sisters. Yes.
Exactly.
What's your advice for female founders who are starting out?
Yeah. I mean, definitely keep going. There's going to be times where you doubt yourself and just think like, why am I doing this? Nobody's going to want this, but at the same time it's like your idea is unique and different from what's in the market. So, keep pushing through. You know, definitely keep pushing through.
So just never give up.
Exactly. Exactly.
And how will someone be able to buy your products and also reach out to you?
Yeah, definitely. The website, is www.acarre.co, or we could reach out on like social media for AcARRE Beauty, ACARRE BEAUTY, on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn. Pinterest, Twitter. We are very fortunate to have the same name on like every platform, so you can definitely reach out from those two ways.
And another question I have for you, would you say that it was difficult to start a business and having not a baby, but at 3 years old, pretty much you're still little, and it's hard for them to follow what you're telling them, and they don't understand why mommy need the time for the business. How was that for you?
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a process because it's like you have to find the time to be like, you have orders coming in. Okay, I have to fulfill these orders, but then at the same time, I have to feed my child, or I need to play with my child, or just as far as giving that attention, because obviously when you have kids, you're on 24/7. There's no break until they really like leave the house. And even then, it's probably still really no break. But, that was one of the reasons why I basically, you know, sent my formula to a contract manufacturer to mass produce, and also started working with the fulfillment center in order to help with that aspect of it. So, in the beginning, it was definitely time management, and I found myself like once I put my son to sleep, fulfilling orders, or making bulk in order to get things done. But then I was like, this is not something that I can keep going at that rate. It was, beneficial, but it was definitely very helpful once I outsourced, as far as working with the contract manufacturer and fulfillment center. So if you can do it,
Okay.
I would suggest doing that if you have kids.
I agree. I know. I also have one son, so I know how it is.
Right. Exactly.
And can someone buy your products on any like a store?
Yeah, so you can find a care. There's a few as far as like Black and Green, Fourth Ave Market, the Inside Outer Beauty Market, the Brown Beauty Co. I know I'm forgetting quite a few, but there is Amar, I think it's Amalia, that you can also find a care. If you go like when you go to AcARRE's website, there's a specific page of retailers, and it'll tell you all the retailers that AcARRE is currently on. But yeah, that
And
was
can go ahead.
no, I was saying that was just a few. So
And can someone else carry your brand?
can you say can someone else carry the
Yeah,
brand?
I mean, can a company decided like, okay, I would love to carry that brand? How would that
Yeah,
process work?
yeah, definitely AcARRE is available for wholesale. And it would be like if you go to the website, acare.co, they contact us and just basically send a message if you're interested in wholesale, and then we'll get back to you with like the price structure and stuff like that.
Okay, I love it. I really can't wait to try your product,
Yeah, me
especially the
too.
oil.
Yeah, definitely excited for you to try.
Any last word? Anything else you would like uh, everyone else that can be watching this video, listening to you, read it online to know about yourself and AcARRE?
Yeah, well, I just want to say, thanks for those that do watch and take the time to listen to, my story and check out a care. Truly, truly appreciate it. And, in some way, shape, or form, a care will definitely work for them. And, for men and women. And I even get the question sometimes like for kids. So it's also safe for kids as well.
Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity to share your story with other women. And it's amazing to listen to to your story and other women's story. It's amazing, you know. We have to support one another, and we
Right.
also have to keep on moving forward, like you said. And I know it's hard because we have kids, and then we have husbands, and
Right.
we have a lot going on in our life. We all even have our own family problem to deal with as well. So it's a lot. And when we decided we're going to be a founder, we're going to start our own business, it's even harder. And I'm
Exactly.
grateful to see other women tackle that and then continue with it.
Exactly. Yes. Well, I definitely appreciate, you reaching out and taking the time to, do this interview. I really enjoyed it.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know your thoughts about our first episode and why you think most women launch a business. Is it passion, money, or freedom? I can't wait to see which one you have to pick. To learn more about Tracey and her company AcARRE, please visit www.acarre.co. Thank you for listening to Female Founders Podcast. That's it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app or connect with us on Wholesale.com so that you don't miss our next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.